Steady talking. Okay, hold on. There we go. Yeah, you could hear me. I just had to fix that. Go over here really quick. We're going to get started. So I do a behind the scenes view of my radio show. So this is streaming live
Okay,
on several different social media platforms.
excellent.
And people get to see me fall out my chair, different things like that. And then if we go over, but easy peasy show, easy peasy show.
And not a problem at all. Looking forward to this.
I thought I had oh, here we go. Bam. What's the website? Do we have for the Flagler branch NAACP?
The website for the NAACP.
Uh-huh.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, I want to make sure I have it.
I want to make sure I give it to you exactly how it should be.
Boom, 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 boom. So this is going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to it.
And our website is
Okay.
F
F
C
C
B
B
NAACP.org,
.org.
which stands for Flagler County Branch NAACP.
Very good. Love it. So we'll be talking about that. All right, just want to make sure I had it up. Make sure I had it up. Did you get, I sent you a song because I'm cool like that, guys. Because it is Black History Month and I'm black every month, but this month I'm blackity black, black, black. Let me just tell you.
I like that. That sounds good. And truly, every day is Black History
It
Day
is.
because
It
we
is.
are part of the fabric of this country
That is true.
and should be acknowledged.
I agree. You have it.
Now, you said something to me when we were offline, and I told you I like that statement.
I'll repeat it.
And I want you to repeat
I
it.
will
'cause
absolutely
it
repeat
is
it.
so good.
Mark, do you have it? Okay. You want to play it so I can make sure? I'm going to use it the entire month of February. So once it starts, then we go. Okay. Okay. So that's going to be my intro. And then when I go out, skip it just a little bit. Skip a little bit more. Just when I want to make sure when I go to the break that I start right there. But coming in just the first part, the black.
Melanin feel the chosen one.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sounds good. I like it.
Hey guys, y'all about to be overloaded with all the blackness in the room, and I'm excited for it. Let me know when you're ready, Mark. I'm ready. Oh, no problem. I got to make sure I write his name down because once I start recording, I will forget. Ooh, my phone just dinged. My watch, rather. That means my phone is not on vibrate. Boom. I better do that with both my phones. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you guys for joining me. It's going to be great show. You ready? Good morning and welcome. You are tuned in to Today with Pastor J, and it is Black History Month all month long. Actually, it's Black History Month for me, Black History Day every day because I'm black. But this month, I just feel like I'm going to be blackity black, 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 just a little bit extra. And as you know how we do it here on Today with Pastor J, we have things to aspire for, always things to move forward. And I'm just excited to have my guest here this morning. And it is Shelley Ragsdale. He is the president of the Flagler County branch of the NAACP.
That is correct. And good morning to you, Pastor Jay. And thank you so much for having me on your show today. I feel your enthusiasm and I share in it because every day is Black History Day, as every day is history for the United States, and we are all part of this same magnificent family.
Well, what do you think about my intro song? I love it, right?
I love it. Listen, you have to be very careful of me. I love music, and I may borrow that. I
You
don't
may-
use the term take, but I may borrow it. It's
listen,
very nice.
You can borrow that.
Super.
That is from Charlene. That's her official Black song.
Okay.
She's a comedian, like one of those old church moms.
Oh, yes.
And she recorded this song. So I actually purchased one of her T-shirts.
Okay.
You know, she's got some cute T-shirts. It says "Black, thank God I'm Black. I won't take it back. I'm proud to be Black." So I'm gonna pull that T-shirt out and wear it this month. But what I love about the month of February is I get an opportunity because I have my radio show all the time here on WNZF. I've been on the radio now. I think it's almost 8 years, Mark, if I'm not mistaken. But as a Black American, Brown American, African American, whatever people choose to decide about themselves, I consider it part of my duty to take, anytime I can highlight the success of people that have the same skin color as me. Nothing against anyone else,
Absolutely.
but I'm proud to be who I am, just like someone else is proud to be who they are, no matter what the color of your skin. Now, I do believe that there is only one race, and that is the human
The
race.
human race.
That
Thank you.
there is only one race, and that is the human race. But we're different. We have different skin tones, different
Yes.
eye color, different hairstyles, and different hair color. So there's nothing wrong with celebrating differences, and that's what Black History Month means to me. Is that it's an opportunity where I can celebrate my difference.
Well, we are different, but no matter how different we are, we're still the same. And we are the human race. And it is so interesting that you use that term because we really don't hear those words bandied about as much as we used to. We talk about, you're black, you're white, you're brown, you're this and that. But how about we're all the same, just simply humans.
That's
and
it.
Therefore, vis-a-vis the human race. And Black History Month gives us an opportunity to accentuate people of color that have done things in this United States that are truly improperly recognized. We built so many of the monuments. We built Washington, D.C. because we were free labor. But in order to get things done, I have to show you how to do it. So the white man showed us how to do it, and we learned, and we became very proficient at it. And that's why a lot of things that we've done are not recognized because we're shadowed. We're put in the back shadow, and that's something that we shouldn't do.
Do you think that's the case today, that we are shadowed and that we're not getting credit for our accomplishments? I mean, would you say that that our people have come a mighty long way?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. We've come a long way, and the recognition that we deserve. And I don't want to say it. I want you to say what you said earlier because it
Yeah,
is
I would
so
say it.
apropos.
Well, I say it all the time. We have the same opportunities, but we don't have the same privileges. I say that a lot. We
How
have the
true.
same opportunities, but we don't have the same privileges. And people go, "Oh, Pastor Jay, that's not real." I said, "Well, let me tell you. If someone is hiring at the job, the door says come and apply. There's job openings.
Right.
When you go and you drop your resume off, and Susan or Sharon apply, and then Shaniqua apply,
Yes.
they will oftentimes, not all the time, but most often, because the name says Shaniqua, they say, "Oh, well, that's a black chick. I don't want her. Let's go with a Susan or a Sharon."
That's
That's what I
real.
mean by
That's real.
opportunity and privileges in that way. And don't even get me started in the court system, because I don't know if you remember this case. It was a case in Texas. I talked about it often, where a young kid had committed homicide or vehicular homicide or something along those lines. And he got off because of affluenza, because he lived such an affluent life
Okay.
that he didn't recognize right from wrong. So the judge, I think he got sentenced to probation or something along those lines.
Well,
Please, had
oh,
that
no.
been, I mean, am I able to get off because, what I want to call it, a black Florenza or something,
Well,
or how about poor people who can't afford good attorneys, poor Florenza or something?
well,
I mean, what is that?
we talk about driving while black.
Oh, don't get me
It's
started.
it's living by black, and part of the issues that we have, and I'm so glad to be here on the radio program today, because in WNZF we're reaching an audience that normally I would not have the opportunity to reach in my daily people that I deal with. So by having this radio program, it gives us an opportunity for people to hear our voice. Okay, I'm part black, part white, part Indian. I'm part of a whole number of things.
So am I.
And I look at myself and I was so happy to hear you say a human being, because that's what we are. And I look at my fellow sisters and brothers, those of us who are in the struggle, and the struggle is for equality. We've been talking about equality for 400 years. And why should we not have the same equality as the person to my left, the person to my right, the person who's in back of me, in front of me, no matter what their skin color is? We should all have the same equal rights. And unfortunately, we do not.
And why do you think that is? And I'm going to say, at the end of the day, just for me, it really is a heart matter, getting to the heart condition, that it's in every individual and how they interpret law based on the person's
Yes.
skin color, or how they decide to judge another person based on their skin color. So our hearts are just so deformed and our minds are so twisted. So people need to take an individual look at themselves. They need to look at in the mirror and say, what is it that I'm judging someone back? When I hear people say, this is something I really don't like, I'm colorblind. I don't see color. That's not true.
It is
You
definitely
see,
not true.
you see my color.
Yes.
You see the color of my skin. You see what color shirt I have on. You see it, and that's part of who I am. It's part of who you are. Embrace it. It's okay that we're different, but we're still the same race, one human race.
And again, we're not monolithic. We are varied because that's who we are. Your mind thinks one way, my mind thinks another way. But there's not a difference of right or wrong. It's just being able to accept one other's views. And when you look at an individual and you wish to accept their views, that's part of growing up. That's part of being a human.
You know, I can, and I'm glad you said that, because I can respect someone else's view because that's their view. But I don't necessarily have to accept their view when you talk about there's no right or wrong, because for me there is an absolute, and his name is Jesus Christ. So
Yes.
anything outside the word of God to me is like mm-mm.
I agree with
But
that.
I can respect that people don't believe that way, that
Sure.
that's, but I don't have to accept it, because my job is to lead a life as unto him, and hopefully lead others to him and be a living witness and a testimony. So when it comes to stuff like that, I do respect people's differences, I'm not better than anyone else. You
No.
know what my saying is? You're going to laugh at me, Shelley.
Go ahead.
Because I'm looking. I'm not better than anyone else, but I'm better off than a whole lot of people, because I sure know who my Savior is.
Well, and I'll tell you, our Savior is the one, and I think you and I, as we were speaking earlier, and we're talking about a person that being perfect, or people out here that are being perfect. Here's the big difference, okay? The closest person that I know of
Right.
is Jesus Christ, and he was nailed to the cross. So I'm going to sit back and say, do I believe in him? Absolutely. Is he my Savior? Yes, he is. And I try to live my life according to the scriptures. I don't do it every day, but I'll tell you what, a good portion of my life is given to him.
Amen. The more we do, the more we do. That's the way I look at
Yes.
it. You become what you focus on. I haven't arrived. I have a long way to go. You guys keep praying for me. Keep praying. Look, pray for Pastor Jay, because I need it.
Yes.
I have not arrived, and I ask the Lord to help me every day. And that's what it's about. It really just striving for goodness and looking for goodness. Anyone can find the dirt in someone.
Oh, sure.
Be the one to find the gold.
Thank
Be
you.
the one to find the gold. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. We are celebrating Black History Month, and I'm proud to be black.
Chosen one, fix your crown. You were born to lead, make us
Excellent.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds great. Welcome back to Today with Pastor Jay, and my highly esteemed guest this morning is Shelley Ragsdale. He's the president of the Flagler County branch NAACP. And to go to their website, it is fcbnaacp.org. That is fcbnaacp.org. So this is a new assignment for you, right? You haven't been the president that long.
That is correct. This is my second year
Okay.
of my first term. And I moved to, well, first of all, I'm very honored to serve as their president. And I look at myself as being equal to all the other members. I happen to be, and I'll use the term, be the speaking head. I'm the mouthpiece for
Okay.
the NAACP, but I am a member that's equal. I moved here to Palm Coast. I'm from Connecticut.
Okay. So how long have you been here?
I moved here in 2013,
Okay.
and I have no intentions of going back to the cold. I love the sunshine here.
Yeah, but we've had some cold weather these last couple of weeks, haven't we?
We have, and I'll tell you the good thing, the saving grace, if I may, is that the weather here changes. It can be cool in the morning, but by the afternoon, we're reaching our normal 70 degrees, and I kind of like that. But being here with the NAACP and or during my life, and I can remember where I became a social activist was probably, well, I can go back to my elementary days. But I remember sitting and watching TV, and it was in 1963, I believe. And the dogs were in the fire hose. I saw them on the news station for one of my first times, seeing our people being attacked because they were into a peaceful protest. And I just stood up in my seat and I said, that's not right. Ever since that day, and someplace I had, because I don't have that clipping from the New York Times, showing fire hose being put on people and dogs attacking our brothers and sisters. And I use the term brothers and sisters because anyone, regardless of your race or your creed, who's in this struggle, and the struggle is equality for all. And that is one of the mantras for the NAACP, is to sit back and look for equality. It's in our mission statement, and it's in every fiber that we do. So struggle, equality for all, that's what I'm about.
Well, and now you're the president of the NAACP. So what are
Yes.
you bringing? So when are your meetings?
Okay, we meet on the fourth Thursday of every month. So far, our meetings currently are Zoom meetings
Okay.
due to the COVID, the pandemic. And I apologize. Our executive meetings are on the second Thursday, and our monthly meetings are on the fourth Tuesday. They're going to get me for
gotcha.
that. Yes.
Gotcha.
And we're doing Zoom meetings, and I'll just tell you, we have our membership has increased. Our membership continues to increase. It's a small community that we have here in Palm Coast, but we're doing some good things. I have been out on voter registration.
Okay.
Kind of interesting, and going some voter registration is always two of us in the car. One of us drives and one of us goes inside, and we just look at addresses that are not registered, whether you're Republican, Democrat, etc. We want you to be registered.
Right.
And whenever you're registered, then you choose of your own volition. I've had some words that I certainly will not repeat over this radio station.
Just
bandied
from
at me.
going for voter registration?
Oh yes, you knock at a door. It's cold. It's a cold visit. They don't know who you are, etc. Of course, we have paraphernalia on and badges, etc. So they know who we are, and they'll get out of here, bleep bleep bleep, etc. I don't want to take any part of whatever you're doing, and you just turn around and
Do
you
you
walk
think
away.
you get that because, like you said, it's a cold call, or do you think part of that could be because of the color of your skin?
I'm going to say I'm 99.9% is because of the color of my skin and the
And why do you feel that? Is it because of your experience, or
Pastor Jay, I'll tell you, I can recall as a younger man in the 60s, looking for an apartment for my family, and I would sit back and call on the telephone. And my diction may not always be depicted as they say, black folks talk
I
one
get
way
that
and white folks
occasionally.
talk another.
I'm like,
So,
I don't know what talking black
yeah,
means, but
I
okay.
understand. And they don't know who I am. And do you have an apartment available? I'm looking in the newspaper and get the number and I call. And when I get there, they just look at me and slam the door. Okay. Now, I've had that done to me more than once. Okay. Not complaining is the way life is. And I kept on and continue to the day to keep on moving forward. So, yeah, do I think it's because of the color of my skin? Yes. And some folks, for the life of me, it troubles me deeply to sit back and say, I could look at you and dislike you for the color of your skin. I recall working again as a younger man, and people would say to me, and white folks, in a kind way for them, oh, I wouldn't mind if you came to my house. Well, what does that really
What does that
mean? Yeah,
mean?
you don't mind if I
Yeah.
can come
Do you get
because,
that? Yeah, I'm not racist. I have a black friend.
yes,
That
indeed,
one.
indeed, and those are the type of things where it has permeated. We are deeply rooted in a divisive society. We look at each other, and instead of looking at each other as being human beings, I'm looking at you as a white person. I'm looking at you as a Hispanic. I'm looking at you as a black person. But why not just look at me as a person? You're a female, I'm a male. Why can't we just be equal? There is common ground, someplace around that we all can find a common ground to live with, to abide by.
I posted right at the end of January on Facebook. I put, I'm black every month, but next month I'm going to be blackety black, black, black. And
Okay.
I did that in reference to Black History Month was coming up. And a black man who's a professed Christian put on my page a comment, your Trumpsters friends won't like this. I'm just saying in love. So my response to him was, I'm extremely disappointed at the response you gave. Are you implying that my friends who are Trumpsters are racist or they don't like the fact that I'm black? Well, if either is the case, shame on you. Then I put, I'm calling your pastor. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. And of course, several of my white Trumpster friends or Trumpster friends in general, they put on there, I'm one of her Trumpster friends. Come on. I thought it was funny last year, thought it was funny this year. I love her and I love her cute self.
You know,
And someone else put, I voted for Trump and I love Pastor Geraldine Denny. I'm inspired by her and have tremendous respect. So here's another side. Why do people think that Republicans or Trumpsters, because
Yes.
not every Republican is a Trumpster, why do they think that they're all racist? What's your perspective on that? And I just want to ask, since I got you in the hot seat, because it blew my mind. I just put on there, hey, I'm proud to be black. And then some black guy comes out the blue and goes, oh, your Trumpster friends are not going to like this. Why do people think I'm not black? I don't get it.
let me tell you, I am very familiar with Trump. Being from Connecticut and 20 minutes from the New York state line, I've always seen Trump, heard of Trump, and understand what he's doing and what he's talking about. I am not for anyone who is against anyone for racial reasons. Okay. Trump has said things in the past that are not endearing to me as a black person. Trump has said things to irritate, to incite,
Trump has said things that has offended everybody.
but that's okay. But
Yeah,
I'm not referring
right,
to
right.
everybody. I'm referring to me.
Okay.
Okay.
To you personally,
To
right.
me personally, and I take it as a spokesperson, one of the small group as the NAACP. I am not a Trumpster. I am not against Republicans. I am
Right.
not against
But
independents.
back to my original question.
ahead.
Why do people think, well, why does this particular, you can't speak for him because I've heard this before.
Go ahead.
Why? Because I posted that I'm blackety black. And
Yes.
his response was, don't let your Trumpster friends see that. They're not going to, I have plenty of friends who are Trumpsters that know I'm black. They recognize that I'm black and they love the fact that I'm black. So I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well-
Why so discord?
Because
Because that's your opinion about someone.
yes, And people can basically only speak on their opinion and for the information that they have at that certain time that surrounds them.
Because people do speak from their
They
experience.
do.
Right.
People speak from their experience, and also you can sit back and say, "I can say something that you agree with, and then you're on my side. I can say something that you don't agree with, and you're not on my side."
Well, you talking my language, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm on people's side, and all of a sudden I'll say something they don't like, and then of course I'm not on their side either. Look, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Today with Pastor Jay.
The chosen one, fix your crown. You were born to lead. Make
How they can get in contact with you, and then we'll just talk about how we're more alike than we are different.
Absolutely.
Okay. And if there's anything that you want to highlight that you guys are doing this
Okay.
month for the NAACP.
Indeed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Want to give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, the FloridaMortgageCenter.com. Thank you for sponsoring Today with Pastor Jay, especially this month of Black History Month. You're still sponsoring me because you embrace and love that I'm Black. So excited about that. So what is the NAACP doing this month to celebrate Black History Month?
Okay. We are looking at doing voter registration.
Oh, I like that.
We are looking at voter rights. Now, there is a distinct difference. We all want and should have the privilege to vote,
I agree.
and there are a number of bills, and I think one is SB 90, where we look at it and look at some of the things in that bill. It's prohibitive for equality, making it easy for all people to vote.
What is it about that bill that you, I mean, I'm not familiar with it. I can look it up, but what is it about that bill that you think there's not equality for?
Well, without having the paperwork directly in
Right.
front of me, and I certainly do not wish to misquote, but part of the things in there, in some of the other states, where they sit back and say, I have a card that has my picture on it. It may be an identification card. If it's not properly, or they look at it and say, if it's not sanctioned, you cannot vote because you don't have the proper identification. And we know that in many aspects, rural areas, I don't personally have the issue. I'm a registered voter, but in some of the rural areas, they cannot get to a voting place. Voting places have been closed down. We want to have mail-in votes. They're making it difficult for us to get mail-in votes. There are
Who
a
are
number
they?
of things.
Because when I hear the thing, and I don't want to get in a debate with you, because I
No.
believe that everyone that I think it's racist, and I'm to say that Black people don't have an ID, because you have to have an ID to buy cigarettes. You have to have an ID to go to the doctor. You have to have ID to do so many wonderful things. So for me, I think it's racist to say that Black people are not capable or they don't have an ID. Maybe the push should be for making sure everyone has proper identification, instead of saying Blacks don't have a driver's license or don't have an ID or proper ID. That makes sense? Because it really just, I'm going, come on. It almost like all Black people are on welfare, when we know that there are more white women on
Yes.
welfare than there are Blacks on welfare.
Absolutely.
That's the type of stereotype stuff that I think we need to break through. And I agree, we should do voter registration. And we
Yes.
should help all people, and include especially me, because I'm Black, make sure they have proper identification to vote. And there shouldn't be anything stopping anyone from voting. But unfortunately, we live in a day and an age where people they take stuff and they twist it. And I don't want, there's more, we have more in common than we have.
We do. We have more in common. And,
Yeah.
and one of the biggest things that I'm for
Okay.
is to make sure that a Shelley Ragsdale, a Pastor Jay,
Right.
if they do not have the proper credentials, okay, we are going to provide you a vehicle. We'll pick you up. will take you to where you need to be to get the information that you need.
I
to
thought
sit
you was going to
back.
say to get the proper credentials,
We
because I
are.
like that plan.
Well, we are going to make
Right.
sure that they
That
get
is
the
good.
proper
That's
credentials.
important,
As
and
a-
I will help you with that.
Would
because
you?
yes,
Thank you so
I
much.
will help, because that is so important. It bothers me to think that blacks just don't have. I'm from New York. I don't know anything about the ghetto. I wasn't born in the ghetto. I didn't live in the ghetto.
We didn't even know what a ghetto
We
was
didn't know
until
what the-
they said we had it.
You know?
And you want to know something?
What?
We weren't poor
Thank you.
because we didn't understand
Exactly.
what poor was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's good that we can talk about these things. I'm so empowered by you being here today.
wonderful.
I will help you with anything and everything I possibly can. And thank you so much for hearing my perspective, and thank you for sharing yours. I love you, and there isn't a thing you can do about it.
Pastor Jay, thank you so very much, and I appreciate that. And I can feel the love.
All right. You know what I say? Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? Today, you're going to celebrate Black History Month by embracing people that may not look like you and say that it is okay and it is all right in my soul. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
'Cause